Swinburne University of Technology.
All right, so we have the next speaker, is Sarah King, and she's from the Faculty of Business and Law, and she's going to tell us about innovation networks that support industrial, how do you say that? Symbiosis. Thank you for SMEs.
It's Friday night, 1963, in a small town, Kalundborg in Denmark, and the pub is bustling with the after-work crowd from the local industrial area. Now, on one side of the pub, you have the folk from the refinery, and they're talking about how they have too much treated wastewater, and they're not sure what to do with it. On the other side of the pub, you have the folk from the power station, and they're talking about how they don't have enough water, and this is causing them problems. Well, it's actually the barman that suggests perhaps these two groups of people need to get together and have a drink. And in fact, the collaboration between the refinery and the power station is one of many that have evolved in Kalundborg since the 1960s. And it's called industrial symbiosis, where one man's trash is another man's treasure, or where one company's waste or byproduct becomes the input to another. Now, industrial symbiosis has travelled around the world. So in the UK, we have the example of the nitrogen factory. They capture the CO2, and they transfer that to the local greenhouse to boost production of tomatoes. Or a company I'm working with, we're capturing in Melbourne, we're capturing waste polystyrene, sending that to a building products company to develop a fire retardant building block. My research is on business networks that support industrial symbiosis. We want to recreate, so networks recreate that pub scene where companies can come together and collaborate. Now this is really important because in Australia, companies send half of their waste straight to landfill. Now landfill is not smart. It's not a 21st century solution to this global challenge. Whereas industrial symbiosis, environmentally sustainable, financially sound. I'm interested in understanding the structure of the network. Who knows who, and what's the role of the facilitator in introducing companies and incubating projects? What are the behaviours and drivers and motivations of individuals and their companies that come together to collaborate on these projects? What can we learn from that? Now, my research will increase the adoption of industrial symbiosis here in Australia. But if we can change the way companies think about their waste, about collaboration, then they have the power to change the world by changing themselves.
This has been a Swinburne production.